My dad and I, nearly adult female, started therapy 3 weeks ago. Last week, during our third session, I opened up bluntly about how I feel like my dad let me down and failed me by prioritizing being married and his own happiness. This was not the first time I tried speaking openly to my dad about this. Still, it's the first time he said he appeared willing to listen, and the first time he took the harm it was doing to our relationship seriously. Let me explain. My mom died when I was just a baby, and my dad was a single dad until I was 4. It was then he met my stepmom, his wife Sharon. Sharon was a divorced mom with a tween son and a pre-tween daughter. They got married when I was 5. Sharon's kids, my step-siblings, never liked me. They always hated me. When my dad and Sharon first married, I considered them my siblings and I loved them. But they were really mean to me. They said they hated me. Everyone hated me, and I should leave. They encouraged me to run away because nobody would miss me. They said I'd never be their sister or their family, and I was a weirdo for calling them my siblings. Sharon noticed more than my dad, but I used to tell my dad, and when things got bad, I asked if we could leave. He tried to reassure me, but was very dismissive of how much it hurt me. He told me we couldn't leave because Sharon was his wife, and we were all a family now, and you can't leave a family. Sharon only ever said anything when her kids made me cry. I have 2 half-siblings from my dad and Sharon. I was so excited when they were born, and I bonded with them. I loved helping and playing with them, but then my step-siblings decided to use them against me, and they were older, and Sharon would let them do more. Eventually, they told our half-siblings that if they wanted to do cool stuff with them, they had to say no to playing with me, and rejecting me became normal. My younger siblings would repeat a lot of what my step-siblings would say to me. This continued even after my step-siblings moved out, because they would take our younger siblings out or visit them and bring gifts. For the year to year, I've been withdrawn, and I stopped trying. I don't try to do anything with my younger siblings. I don't hang out with Dad like I used to, and my focus is on moving out. My dad started to notice late last year, and he sent me to a therapist, and then decided family therapy was needed for the 2 of us. This is when last week happened. My dad really looked shocked at first, and he was apologetic. After we got home, Sharon asked me why I had to be so hard on my dad. My dad and Sharon argued about it. I spent the rest of last week trying to be alone with my thoughts. Our next session is tomorrow. Sharon apologized for saying what she did, but reiterated that I handled it badly. My dad tried to talk to me since the appointment, but I don't know how to talk to him anymore without our therapist. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. It's bad enough that your dad and Sharon know about your step-siblings bullying you, but the fact they didn't shut your step-siblings down when they played childish games with your half-siblings and manipulated them to be nasty to you as well tells me that they're bad parents. You have a right to be angry. Your dad is supposed to be your advocate, and he failed you. Sounds like the stepmother's trying to shut OP down before her dad realizes A, the abuse from step-siblings was worse than he thought, and B, stepmother knew this and did nothing and was practically complicit. Honey, Sharon wanted a new daddy for her kids, not a new daughter to go along with that. Focus on yourself, be open during therapy, and be smart about planning for your future. The best thing for you to do for yourself is to make a good life for yourself. Please tell your therapist about what you experienced during the last few days. I know it's hard, and you probably feel like a snitch for doing so. Spoiler, you're not. But they can only help you and your dad when they know what's happening. Sharon's probably worried that you'll blow up their relationship and is trying to do damage control by gaslighting you into feeling guilty. Also, there's something very wrong going on with your step-siblings. Either way, focus on moving out and living your best life. Good luck, kiddo. I, 40 male, almost cheated on my wife, 41, due to a dead bedroom. I went on a business trip out of state and met a woman at a bar. We started chatting and felt the spark. We exchanged numbers and flirty texts, and she invited me over to her house. I was planning to go, but I didn't. I just went outside, got hammered, and slept it off. A week ago, my wife went through my phone and discovered those texts. I confessed and told her what happened. She didn't believe that I didn't cheat. She called me a cheater, which, yes, technically I am, more of a semi-cheater. Last week was her ignoring me. The day before yesterday, she asked for a divorce, and I agreed without any resistance. Our marriage should have ended the moment our intimate life went to crap. I wasted years on this marriage, which was destined to doom anyway. She was the only woman I didn't think of leaving. She was special to me. That's why I married her. And the thought of leaving her never crossed my mind. It made me give a dead-end relationship more time than it deserved. So I told her that I also think it's time we end this sham that we call a marriage. I'm also somewhat glad all this happened. Otherwise, I would have sleepwalked through my life in a marriage that made me miserable. I also feel lucky that I didn't sleep with the woman on my work trip. Even when I look back, I can't believe I made the right decision not to go through with it. I don't even know why I stopped. It was pure luck. My wife took my acceptance of her proposal of divorce as a sign that I cheated. She accused me of wanting to run back to my witch and abandon our children. She didn't believe me before, so I was in no mood to correct her. I will not be abandoning our kids. I did decide to apologize to that woman. I apologized for ghosting her and gave the excuse that I was intoxicated and fell asleep, which is true. She replied with a no worries and a gif of a dog drinking champagne, which was very nice for her to do. I don't think I'll ever meet her again, so I don't think she needs to know more. I think maybe I will tell her about it after the divorce. My wife demanded to see my phone, and I gave it to her. She saw the text of me apologizing and her reply and got mad at me. She said I was scheming with that woman to gaslight her into thinking that I didn't cheat. She has accused me of gaslighting her for stupid things before, but this time it would have made sense if it was true. I said to her that she doesn't have to believe me to divorce me, quite the opposite, which made her madder. I don't even know how to get through to my wife. I would have left the house if I didn't have kids, but I can't do that for now. Am I wrong for agreeing to a divorce? What exactly are you asking? If you're an idiot for getting a divorce? No, it's your life. You're in charge. Are you an idiot for thinking your wife should be happy about getting a divorce? Yes. She's an adult and she can have her own feelings. You told her you almost cheated, and she had a reaction. What did you expect to happen? Stop texting some random woman. She doesn't need to be included in your drama. Stop handing your wife your phone. That's ridiculously unkind and selfish behavior. She also doesn't need to be included in your nonsense. You are the idiot. If you're so willing to walk away from a bad relationship, then do it and stop playing games. Relax, dude. I think Buddy just needed to vent. This all started a week ago. It's not as though he's dragging his feet. Also, his wife keeps asking to see his phone, and he's complying. How does this make him crappy? Sometimes people grow out of love. I'm not going to blame the guy for no longer fighting for something he doesn't believe in anymore. You are not the idiot. Your marriage is over. The incident was just the final straw in a long, drawn-out, dead marriage. You need to divorce her, and both of you need to move on. Call a lawyer and follow their advice on how to proceed. The most important thing now is your kids. Think of them. Make sure they know you love them, and this has nothing to do with them. I didn't think this was a huge deal, but my friend was acting like I was 5 seconds away from causing the scandal of the century. So I moved to London a few months ago, and my friend Eleanor from uni was nice enough to introduce me to her group of friends since she grew up here. I spent a lot of time with her friends, and they're slowly becoming my friends. We spend most weekends together, and even took a spontaneous weekend trip to Spain last month. There's this guy in the group who's ridiculously attractive, but Eleanor warned me he couldn't be interested when I first told her about my crush. She honestly made me think he was gay the way she said it, and he always ignores the female attention he gets on nights out. So I really did think he was gay. He also doesn't wear a wedding ring. He's never brought his wife when we go out, not even when we went to Spain. So I was shocked yesterday when I saw him walk over and touch a woman sitting with his best friend's wife. I asked one of the girls who she was, and she told me she was his wife. I was shocked, so I blurted out, "That's his wife?" I didn't mean anything bad about it, but my tone showed how shocked I was. And Eleanor misunderstood, so she told me to shut up. The girl I asked gave me weird looks, so maybe my tone wasn't what I intended. Eleanor dragged me away from the other girl to tell me not to say anything about his wife because supposedly he's ridiculously protective over her. The group would quickly turn against me if the guy thought I was saying something negative about his wife, which is super dramatic. I tried to explain I thought he was gay, and that's why I was shocked, but Eleanor thought I was lying. So she kept telling me just to be nice to his wife and not say anything bad about her because it would cause problems for her too. I really think she's being dramatic. It's not like I said she was ugly. I was just shocked he was married. During the night, Eleanor went out of her way to introduce me to his wife, but I didn't say much because Eleanor had made it so awkward for me that I didn't want to say the wrong thing. She was also really quiet, so it was hard to have a conversation with her, especially since her husband or his friend's wife were always hovering around her. Today they're all hanging out, and I wasn't invited. I don't know for sure if it was because of this, but it was. Am I the idiot? That's his wife? Equals, it's crazy that he would be with a woman who looks like that. That's his wife? Equals, you thought he was single or gay. OP, you are the idiot. And she's more beautiful than you can understand, and you don't stand a chance. I love it, haha. But the more tactful response is still, he has a wife? That's an exclamation of surprise at his marital status without mentioning her and creating a perceived slight. Any kind of "that's his wife" is a faux pas at best and a deliberate insult at worst. Really, anything that focused on the marriage instead of the wife would have been better. Overall, OP's obsession with him is creepy and weird. Why is she trying so hard to figure out if he's gay or straight, or taken or single? Why does it matter? Why does it matter to the point where she blurts out words when she sees his wife? She's being neurotic and weird. That's probably why everyone's acting wary of her. She's making it clear she's going to cause drama by overreacting to normal crap and overanalyzing everything. So I had a recent exchange with my daughter, Anna, that has left me questioning my actions. My daughter's now 20, and our recent conversation unearthed some unresolved feelings from her childhood. During Anna's upbringing, I was not the present father I should have been. My relationship with her mother, my ex-wife, was tumultuous. The constant conflict made it challenging for me to be there for Anna in the way she needed and deserved. I acknowledge my shortcomings and regret not being more involved during those formative years. Presently, I'm remarried to a wonderful woman who has a daughter from a previous relationship. Although not biologically mine, I love her as my own, and we built a loving and supportive family together. I've consciously tried to be the best father figure I can be to her. Recently, Anna confronted me about my absence during her childhood. She expressed feeling neglected and unimportant to me. She conveyed her wish that I had fought harder to be in her life and how my lack of effort had deeply hurt her. Her words stung, but I understood they stemmed from her pain. In response, I explained to Anna that it wasn't solely my fault. I shared with her the challenges I faced in maintaining a relationship with her mother and how it impacted my ability to be present for her. I also emphasized my deep regret for the pain I caused her. However, Anna remained unsatisfied with my explanation. She accused me of not caring enough to overcome the obstacles and fight for her. While I understood her perspective, I felt she overlooked the situation's complexity. I expressed to Anna my desire to move past the past and to focus on building a better relationship with her in the present. I apologized for my past mistakes and reassured her of my commitment to making amends. However, she seemed fixated on the past, unwilling to let go of her hurt and resentment towards me. Am I wrong for wanting my daughter to move on from the past and focus on the present? I genuinely seek to repair our relationship, but I fear Anna may be trapped in a cycle of pain and blame. You are the idiot. You're the parent. It is entirely your fault that you didn't fight more for access to her and to be there for her. You also just want to dismiss her feeling on the matter instead of accepting the hurt and the pain you caused. So honestly, you aren't doing any better than you were. I want to ask, what is it that you think you did well enough? Because from the sounds of it, you didn't do a whole lot of fighting for her and just accepted what her mother said. You also went on to get into a relationship with someone else and treat that child as your own, which just proves to your daughter that if you wanted to try, you could. Yep, he doesn't mention apologizing, but he mentioned several times how difficult his ex is. I bet that Anna brought up the stepkid, and Daddy Dearest here probably said something that implied it's easier for him. Granting Anna the triple whammy of not being worth fighting for, being difficult, and knowing her dad is perfectly capable of being a dad and just doesn't choose her. It sounds like he has a habit of writing people off if they don't make life easy for him. He wants her to build a new relationship with him, but he won't deal with the past. And if he has to deal with the past, then he doesn't want the future because he doesn't want the reminder of the hassle. Dude, you just need to own this and stop trying to mitigate your responsibility to your daughter. I'm a single mom to triplet girls, teens. Usually, for our birthdays, I give them $150 each to take their friends to dinner, and then they go to different restaurants. They want a big party with a DJ, a venue, and lots of invites for their upcoming birthday. A venue would be around $500, and with all the additional things like decorations, DJ, invites, and food, it would be around $1,200 to $1,400, and that's the cheapest we can do. I can afford that once, but they want 3 individual parties, which would be well over $4,000. I told them no, I couldn't afford $4,000 for a birthday party. I could throw 3 smaller parties, but it would be a considerable hassle deciding who gets to have the party on their actual birthday, as I can't plan 3 parties in one day. They have a lot of common friends and family, and I was willing to do it anyway, but a smaller party means no venue, no DJ, and cheaper food and drinks, and my daughters aren't okay with that. I've tried explaining that I can't afford it, but they just told me to get an extra job. One of them is mad that they can't have their own party. I told them that the budget was $1,200 and they could figure out how to spend it. Should I get an extra job? Am I the idiot? Edit. Honestly, the main reason they act this way is because we were more well off before my husband left me. We could afford to throw our kids individual parties previously, and now that we can't anymore, they're angry. Not the idiot, but you definitely messed up raising your daughters. How can you be that entitled? Even $1,200 is a lot. They're old enough to get a job. If they want to spend more money than what you have, they should work for it. This is insane. I'm actually angry just by reading that. LOL, I'm trying to imagine what would happen if I told my mother to get another job to pay for a party. Not only would my party be canceled, but I'm pretty sure my phone, TV, hot water, and anything else she paid for would be gone until I groveled for forgiveness. She certainly wouldn't be saying, "Oh, you'll just have to make do with over $1,000. Yeah, I'd be living in a chicken coop. My parents didn't spend $1,200 in total for all of our birthday parties, and I'm one of 6 kids. $1,200 for a party is insane. OP, I'm sorry, but it shows that you both failed at parenting them. I don't know the whole story. I don't know when your husband left. I didn't come from a well-off background, but I do have friends and family who have entitled children who grew up to be well-rounded teenagers and adults / well-rounded children who were taught the value of money and work early on.